I'm gonna have Battlefront 2 in my periphery this entire time. I'll try not to get distracted.
All aboard!
Hey! Huh? Oops! What? Wow! Yeah!
Welcome, everybody, friends and fronds, to episode 13. Lucky number 13. We are Where Streams Come True, the show where we suffer through the entire good and bad of Disney Plus. I am your host, Collins, and joining me today, Cameron.
Me, I'm here.
And
I'm joining.
Doug. We watched Spider-Man, the
2017 animated version.
Ongoing animated series on Disney XD.
Is this? They're still making new episodes.
Yeah, they're still making new episodes. The last one came out.
Gosh.
The most recent one came out in May of 2020.
How did they get the green light?
I know.
That
Seriously,
is
it's a show that is almost educational. Almost. Tried
Dude,
so hard.
We're gonna get into that. It was lining up perfectly with stuff I was doing in my communication research methods class. That made me want to punch a wall. Okay. So Peter Parker struggles with the duality of his social life at school and hiding his secret identity of Spider-Man from everyone, including his best friend Harry Osborn.
Because that goes well.
Yeah. There's
Every
so
time.
much in like the first episode. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
Oh, I honestly,
Yeah.
okay, hang on. Can I go over the first episode? Like, can we dive on
We're
into
gonna
this? Please.
Yeah, none of us have seen this before, so we have no initial thoughts. So let's
we
dive
didn't.
on into it. Season 1, Episode 0, according to IMDb, Origins, released 29th of July, 2017, 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Peter uses science to diagnose his spider bite. Doug, take it away.
I had some serious issues with this. All right?
no kidding.
No kidding.
Who cares about the scientific method?
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow. That was insane.
It's like, I'm using experimentation.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like,
shut up.
The 7
don't-
steps of the scientific
care.
method.
Even
Observation.
go back to Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon,
Yeah.
which in my opinion is the best cartoon Spider-Man series.
Mhm.
Hot take, I know.
I
But
mean,
that
I'm
that
sure you're
show that show did it right.
I don't remember the first
And
episode
same,
of
and
that.
same thing with Spider-Man Unlimited. They did it right. They didn't do an origin. We don't need to know how he got his powers. We've seen it 5 different times in every other medium.
Oh, right. Shoot, I need to open up my notes. The reason he got his
Gosh.
powers is because that one girl was left-handed. That's the
Yeah.
only reason.
She's like, I can't use it with my left hand.
It
You
could-
better go
he's-
do it.
We
It's like,
easily
really?
could have had a Spider-Gwen situation, which would have been dope.
Which would have been dope.
That would have been so cool. I would have been all about that.
Here we go. Yeah. I
Especially
found
given
my notes.
Peter Parker's personality.
Yeah,
of the show.
Liz. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only reason he gets his powers is because Liz has
He's left-handed.
I have my notes just starting the episode are Peter's a weeb. I hate Peter.
Yeah. No, he had no redeeming qualities.
What is Asgardian interference?
Well, and then it's like, I don't know if it was this episode. I think it goes pretty quick where he moves schools.
Yeah, he moves to Horizon High in episode 2.
Which I was not a fan of. I'm like, no. Like, okay, yeah, he's in high school, which is great. I love high school Spider-Man.
But then he moves to the prep school immediately.
It's not even a prep school. It's a freaking college. It's college high school. It's like New Ames.
We're not going to see him interact with Flash at all.
Yeah.
It's not even college. They just like show him to a laboratory and they're like, okay, do work. And
Is
like,
it?
Yeah.
Is it the
That's
same?
cool.
Something.
Is it the same school that Miles goes to in Spider-Verse? I'm not sure if that was called Horizons or not, but I think it's basically the same school.
Well, I know Miles is in the show.
I might be able to check. Do you want me to check?
Yeah, go ahead and check.
Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, we'll just try and do ad-lib a rundown because again, TV shows don't typically have synopsis. So Peter, they go to Oscorp, and he gets. Oh, dude, that is That is some premium.
Camera, cut to me. Thank you.
Well, it's
mirror
on
this
gallery
in
view, so
post.
it's going to show you the whole
Okay.
time.
This right here is my favorite book that I own, hands down. So good. This needs to be a movie.
Okay.
Like,
What is it?
legitly, it's The Death of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the art of Into the Spider-Verse or something.
No, it's The Death of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is way better than that.
Okay.
Come on now, give me more credit.
Hey, I like concept art. Anyway, they go to their Peter and his folks and his friends and kind of just Harry. Harry is his only friend. They go to Oscorp on a field trip, and Peter gets separated or whatever. He lags behind, and there's these hazmat guys cleaning up, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we've got a spider on the loose. Don't worry about it. Just telling this random kid we've got an experimental spider loose
There
in
was
the lab."
multiple.
Yeah, multiple. And
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's a bunch. We're cleaning up right now.
yeah, don't worry about it. He's like, "What is it? Vibranium, gamma radiation, Asgardian interference." I hate Peter in this. He's like, I like Peter as like a lovable nerd kid, but he was like,
he's not
the know-it-all nerd kid in this. Which I hated. But he gets bitten. He strips down into his boxers in the bathroom for some reason.
We get no payoff for that either.
Not really, no.
Yeah, it's like he does it and you're like, okay, something's gonna happen now, and then
he gets his powers like immediately.
Yeah,
which I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
I did
like
enjoy
how they
that
skipped through a lot.
They jumped right into it. That was good. It almost felt like they were putting what we infer happens with Spider-Man Homecoming,
right,
in the MCU Spider-Man, and what happened with the Raimi series, because we had the wrestling match. We had the guy running past, and he just kind of goes, yeah, we have Bonesaw, but we also have the robber guy, and he just goes, "Oh, not my problem," you know. Like,
now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the Raimi Spider-Man, but I remember how it happens in Amazing Spider-Man. The Bonesaw fight and the robber killing Ben are not the same event. Like, he fights Bonesaw, and then there's the thing with the robber, correct?
Okay, hang on. So, and I don't like this movie. I know it really well because I watched it a ton as a kid because I thought it was good. Now I know better. The
Amazing Spider-Man?
I love Amazing Spider-Man. Don't you dare talk bad about that movie.
Okay, I was confused.
I'm talking about Sam Raimi. Sorry. What happened was, while Spider-Man was fighting Bonesaw, this guy was robbing the promoter, basically.
Okay.
And Spider-Man, or no, it was right after Spider-Man goes in to talk to the guy about getting paid. Because he says, the dude gives him like $100, and he goes, "Well, where's the rest of my money?" And the guy says, "The ad said 3 minutes, and you pinned him in 2, so you're lucky I'm giving you this." You know, like, and so he walks out, and as Peter walks out, the guy walks in.
Okay.
And says, "Put the money in the bag," and then gets pistol whipped, and you know, there's a whole bunch of shenanigans that happen.
Oh, and he's like, "That's not my problem."
So in this, all of that is happening like while he's talking to Stan Lee in the hallway.
Yes, the janitor. Yeah.
Well, in this it was the cameraman for like the news, or like the news crew.
Right.
Can we talk about that scene real quick?
Yeah.
So,
how they got Stan Lee in this?
There's so much going on in that scene.
Well, real quick, the reason I got that confused is because the Bonesaw thing leading to the guy robbing it and then killing Ben is the Sam Raimi one. In Amazing Spider-Man, it's him just robbing a convenience store. So that's why I thought that they were two separate scenes and the same thing, but really it's just like, because he doesn't fight Bonesaw at all in Amazing Spider-Man.
Right. And the other thing too is in the Raimi Spider-Mans and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, in the third movie, we find out that it wasn't the guy that he chased down in the first movie. It was actually Sandman who killed him.
Oh.
So that's why he goes on this bender trying to find Sandman, and you know, and he's got the black suit too, so he's super angry and angsty and emo, and
Now,
and it's just not a good movie at
Cameron,
all.
what did you want to
bad.
bring up from this scene?
Okay, so first of all, when they first show this hallway scene, there's a camera that is showing Stan Lee with a camera
Yeah.
pointing it at Peter Parker. So there's two cameras, and then they're showing that camera on the projector in the background. So the camera on the cameraman, and they don't show the actual camera that the cameraman is doing all this hard work for until later on when they're just doing some weird behind the scenes shot. And I'm like, why are you having two cameras there? Who's the other camera guy? What?
It's a tripod, obviously. And to answer the original question that got this whole tangent started, Miles Morales goes to Brooklyn Visions Academy.
Okay.
So
in,
Miles
in
Morales
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. So
Okay.
well, in Ultimate Spider-Man, in the Ultimate Universe.
Okay.
So I guess Miles Morales is the Brooklyn Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is Queens Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. And Daredevil is Hell's Kitchen, and Luke Cage is Harlem, and
Yeah, seriously.
every single block has a superhero because New York is such a horrible place to live.
It's not a block; it's a borough. Get it right.
Borough. Yes.
Goodness.
But honestly, keeping that in mind, I think New York and the MCU might be a worse place to live.
Oh, absolutely.
Than Gotham in DC.
Well, Gotham is like Chicago, though. That's not New York.
Gotham is about the same size as man. Okay. Anyway, bender. Peter goes on a bender to find the guy who killed his uncle.
Hold on, I'm not done talking about this wrestling thing.
Okay, keep going.
There's more here. So first of all, the whole wrestling thing in general. So the point of the show is so you think you can be a wrestler or something like that? And
we're just randos can fight professional wrestlers.
Yeah, it's like, why would you ever have some random amateur fight a professional, like a champion? It's like, obviously the amateur's going to lose, and if he wins, then everybody's going to be mad anyway because they love the champion.
Not necessarily. The champion won't necessarily win. I think the amateur would win, but hurt the professional or the champion in the process.
Yeah, Bonesaw kind of struck me as like the villain of the wrestling story or whatever they're doing there.
Like the Undertaker?
Yeah, like the Undertaker, yeah.
That's
exactly.
Awesome. I love it.
I don't know.
Real quick, guys, am I peaking at all?
I can't really tell.
Okay.
There is no audio track peaker.
I might experiment with room tone on this. I don't know how that'll work because it's 3 rooms, but we can try. We can try later. So he goes after the robber who is holed up in a warehouse.
Just like Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, which in this case just means he's just in a warehouse hiding, and the cops are just outside scared, but it's just like this giant warehouse and just one guy in there. I wouldn't call that holed up.
Here's a question, and this is just
I
kind
think they just cornered him.
And his gun looked like a laser gun.
It was a laser gun.
Okay.
I think it 100% was.
You think that they're going to follow up on that later?
Well, in the second episode, sorry, hold on, Doug. In the second episode, there are people with actual laser guns.
Yeah, there are.
So I think it's just like a general thing. Okay, go, Doug. I know you're going to explode.
Why in every single cartoon ever made are all the guns laser guns?
Because they want
Because lasers are better than bullets.
Yes, because lasers better than bullets.
But bullets are so much easier to draw.
It's
you
like
draw bang here, bang there, you're done.
It's like
That's true. You don't have to draw the bullet.
Well, it's kind of like an artifact of the Silver Age, I believe, like the Comics Code Authority and all that, where people would have laser guns instead of bullets, and they would be fighting aliens instead of humans, so that it would be considered less violent.
But I'm talking like almost every single cartoon, especially for kids.
I think it's still like that sort of thing that sensors are more likely to pass on a laser gun than a gun that a kid could actually go buy.
Than a firearm.
Yeah, which isn't going to actually happen in real life. But they believe. Anyway, that's a whole different can of worms that I'm not opening.
It's just one of the those things like small details in movies that have always bugged you. That's something that's always bugged me about cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Just all of this. All of
Ben 10
this.
did it first, and then everybody copied
That was one of my
No.
notes too. Is that Peter
Ninja-
looks too much like Ben 10?
Ninja Turtles did it well.
I didn't see that,
before
actually.
Ben 10.
Especially
Oh, did they?
when he's looking in the mirror and it's like a close up on his eyes and face. Like it looks exactly like Ben 10. But that was we get him doing his science logs. One thing I wrote this in all caps, so it must be important. Was anyone else weirded out by the characters' hands in this show? Because especially like when they hold their hands up like that, their fingers are too far apart, and it freaked me out the first time I saw it. It was real uncanny valley. It's like, oh no, his hands. But
stop.
Let's see. There's the jokes about him not knowing what touchdown means. He has 2 broken skateboards in his room, which I thought was odd.
That was he doesn't ride the skateboard. Like
I don't find that odd if they showed him skating, it wouldn't be weird.
Like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, they showed him skating, so it would make sense. Okay, this guy's got broken boards. Duh. But the fact that they didn't really show him skating, I don't think they ever did they?
No. Oh, but speaking of his room, I wanted to bring this up, especially with you.
Who you?
Yeah, who's you?
Doug.
Me?
Okay, I'll tone out then.
Yeah. When he was putting his costume together, there was like weird shade thrown at Ben. Is it Ben Reilly? I believe the clone Spider-Man, because he basically puts on the Ben Reilly costume. He's like, nah. Like, what was that? Why are they throwing shade at Ben?
And by Ben Reilly costume, you mean the hoodie?
The hoodie. Yeah.
The one he's wearing right now.
Not that one. Not that one. Where he had like the spider eyes, and it was like a blue hoodie, and it had like these like bracelets on.
I know exactly. I know exactly the one you're talking about. I'm trying to find it.
Okay, he's gonna try and find it. But yeah, it was when he's going through his costumes. It was weird. I don't know why. What did we get?
I don't think there's a single part of this that wasn't weird. We're
gonna go into episode 2. There's no villains in episode 1.
There's nothing in episode 1.
There's nothing in episode 1. Exactly. So episode 2.
Well, actually, hold on. For episode 1, there's this one part where he actually does make a joke that I actually liked. There's one part he was like doing the whole like wall climbing thing, and he was all like, when other people do it, they call it parkour, but when I do it, I call it parkour. And then he runs up the wall.
That is horrible.
Yeah, I was like
that joke.
That's the kind of Spider-Man stuff that I expected from this show. And if they had more of that crap, then I'd be like, this show's good. But
I missed that. That was real dumb. About Doug's just okay. I'm gonna move on. Episode. It says on IMDb. It says episode. I'm just gonna say episode 2. Horizon High Part 1 released August 19th, 2017. 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Peter starts Horizon High, a school for geniuses, the day that his best friend Harry Osborn is suspended. Peter's debut as Spider-Man pits him against the Vulture.
Yeah, because the Vulture's been around already.
Yeah, this is it's an interesting thing that some shows do. Gotham is a shining example of this, where the villains predate the hero, which in certain cases I like. I think I like that more often than not, because I think that the villains are there because the hero is been done to death. And I think making the villains be the fault of the hero existing is overused, and I don't like it. So like here, like Vulture already exists, which I guess is the same case in like Spider-Man Homecoming. Vulture is already
except there's a severe lack of Michael Keaton in this one.
I know. And he's got Black Canary's powers, where you can scream or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
We need our comic book. We need our comic book expert here.
Get your comic book.
Does Vulture have screamy powers?
Yes.
Okay, he has screamy powers.
Not to the degrees of Black Canary, but he does have.
Yeah, to the degrees of where you can just plug your ears and it doesn't work. So
Sure.
there's a recruitment assembly. That's the word.
Yeah.
I haven't been in high school for a while, so
Assembly.
I'm losing assembly. Where this guy puts up a thing, and there's a thing that can a machine that can create vibranium.
That
or
was
something?
such crap.
It's like before we could only get vibranium from Wakanda, but now I can just make it with my 3D vibranium printer thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that's
Okay.
not how that works. Also,
So,
It was a MacGuffin.
she's like 15 years old and she made that.
Yeah,
I'm
She's
like,
a genius.
Sure you
they're all
did.
geniuses.
so
They
Not
can make
everybody's
it.
a genius.
Yes.
here's another Spider-Man book that I have.
Yes.
Has Ben Reilly in it.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. This will
I,
hopefully
you
jog
know,
your
I
memory.
probably could have just looked up Ben Reilly by the time you found that.
Yeah, but you know, it's
I'm gonna
cooler
look
to
it up.
have it.
Hey,
It's
this way
cooler to
I
have it.
don't have to find a PNG and put it over the
Well, okay.
podcast.
So this happened during the time when Ben Reilly took over as Spider-Man, I think.
Right.
I think Ben
Or,
Reilly's
like
in
there
it.
was
It's the same suit.
there was confusion.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a jazz drummer.
I'm trying to find the
Ben Reilly is a jazz drummer, guys.
Problems.
I'm just trying to find a
solved
good
it.
picture. Okay, that's probably the best picture in the book. So that right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
where it's got like the red leotard
Uh-huh.
and then the blue hoodie.
Personally, I think it's awesome.
I think it's great.
that is such a cool suit.
It's better than this.
Yeah, the far from home suit or
Oh,
homecoming suit.
also,
Yeah, that is the homecoming suit.
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Homecoming, Iron Man already exists in this world.
Yes.
So they basically just copied Far From Home.
Yeah, this is pretty much homecoming because like all of the
So-
heroes already
Oh,
exist.
yeah, Homecoming.
So,
Mhm.
well, they did the same thing in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of like Shield was there, Iron Man was there, Captain America, everyone was there, but they recruited Spider-Man to be the next generation of the Avengers to work with Nova, White Tiger, and Luke Cage. But
But not
everyone
Iron
else was
Fist, 'cause
already
he's
there.
not good enough for you?
And Iron Fist was there too. Iron Fist was there too.
Okay.
But it was a really cool dynamic because the first episode opens up with Spider-Man stopping the villain, and then Nick Fury shows up and says, "Hey, yeah, you stopped the guy, but at what cost? Look around you. Who is going to clean up this mess that you made?"
Oh,
And he
wait.
kind of goes, "Oh, crap, you're right."
This Spider-Man causes a lot of collateral damage.
Yeah.
That is very unnecessary.
Yep.
That we will get into. We're going into we're in episode 2.
Yeah, we're still on episode 2. I have a lot to talk about in this.
Somebody, I don't remember who, someone who's going to become a villain later, sabotages the vibranium machine, and it causes
the
an
principal.
earthquake. It's a principal.
It was the principal of Midtown,
Right.
who I think is
Okay.
Doc Ock.
Who?
You think he's
Did
Doc Ock?
anybody-
No, he's not. He's not. I retract that statement. We saw Doc Ock in episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, we did. And he's
My bad, guys.
a
Sorry.
child or something.
No, we prefer the term little person.
Well,
all right?
I at first I thought he was a little person, but then Peter says like you look younger than me. So like he's not just small, he looks young.
I wish I looked younger.
Or maybe Peter has just never seen a dwarf before. So
It's probably a little bit both.
a little bit of both. What were you gonna say?
I honestly forgot. I just got too distracted by that.
You were gonna say who you think the principal is.
Oh, no.
Doug was gonna say.
So I think it was the
said-
principal of the original school that
You
he
said,
was at.
wait, who did you think he was gonna be?
No, I don't know who he was going to be, but
I said I thought he was gonna be Doc Ock, and then I realized that we already saw Doc Ock.
Oh,
So
I'm sure he's gonna be someone.
he'll be someone in the Sinister Six somehow. Maybe he's Mysterio.
Maybe he's Shocker.
we're talking about the gray-haired guy, right?
No,
No.
not the principal of the new school. The principal of
Principal
Midtown
of school.
High.
The guy who sabotages the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has gray hair.
Does he?
The guy at the new school is like red-haired or whatever, and he's really fat.
Yeah, he's real skinny.
Anyway, Spider-Man saves the day,
Did-
and then Peter
Shockingly.
Parker saves the day. Okay, what is it? What is it? Person in the chair.
What?
Okay, well you spoiled it. He's
I didn't
Smythe.
spoil it.
What is going on?
Sarah just spoiled
Yeah.
it for me. The principal is Alistair Smythe,
Who?
and
Why do I know?
that's a
Why do I know
supervillain.
that name? Why do I know Smythe?
Oh yeah. So that's this guy, Smythe. Does anybody else recognize his voice?
No, dude.
He's got
Voice had kind of like a familiarity. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find out.
Dude, I watched this right after.
There, see that?
What the heck is that?
How
Are
much
you
is it? How much is it showing you?
Just like the
Are you on your
left
iPad?
side of the screen.
No, I chose to just share one window. I don't know if
So
it works.
It stops at people, like halfway through people.
Yeah, but that's Smythe.
Okay.
Sure, okay.
He Scorpion?
No,
Could be Scorpion. Who cares?
I can't tell what you. Get me out of this. How do I get out?
Stop sharing the screen.
I'm trying. That was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Anyway, he mutates himself or something. I don't know.
Because why not?
Yeah.
But it's been. I watched. So we recorded the Santa workshop episode.
Yeah.
And then I watched the 3 episodes of Spider-Man.
You said you were going to binge watch the whole thing.
I did
I'm
not
guessing you
because
did
it
not.
wasn't good. No.
But what if it gets good later?
Dude, if a show doesn't grab me in the first 5 minutes of the first episode, I ain't watching it.
Mm.
There's so much other
Which is
like
it's
like-
hard because a lot of shows don't have good first episodes.
see I started watching a show on Netflix actually, and it's it's a spin-off of Vampire Diaries, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's called Legacies. Show
Oh, I
is
didn't know that was a spinoff.
awesome. It is so good. Yeah, how did you not know that was a spinoff, dude? So, the school's
Because
name
I
is the
don't
same name as
care
the
about
vampires.
Vampire Diaries.
Good
I care about
gosh.
the Spider-Man.
Get back on topic, Doug.
Vulture shows up and Spider-Man beats him. He slams him against a wall and then he flies away and eats away. But then he turns into Peter.
Yeah, then he turns into Peter and makes a rain machine. And
Yeah, he
goes
turns
back
into
to
Peter and
Spider-Man.
he creates a weather machine. The guy's like, okay, you're in my school. And then he turns back into Spider-Man and he smells bad or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I keep
Even though-
forgetting. I have notes on these.
I loved actually I did really like
Oh, the way they ruined Ben's catchphrase in this. They
Oh,
ruined
I have notes
with
on that.
great power comes great responsibility
That was
because he
such
writes it down
garbage.
as a equation.
Yeah.
mm,
I was like, that is such
I'm like,
crap.
done.
Why would
You
he do
ruined
that?
it. You ruined it.
Also, during that scene, there's a part where he's like, "Oh yeah, my gift is just
iron
fixing
oxide."
things." And so yeah, he paints iron oxide on the hand of the clock, and the clock just goes loop and it starts doing its thing. And I'm like, "That's not how you fix clocks. You don't
Iron
just paint
oxide.
stuff."
I love how Cameron is just furious about that.
So much.
Ooh, something that I wanted to point out during the fight with Vulture, I believe there's some dialogue cut after Vulture hits the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Because he hits the wall and then immediately the police are there and like, okay, we'll take it from here. And
Yeah.
it seems like there was going to be some dialogue there because it's such a jarring cut.
Well, the Vulture had a whole
It-
conversation with the principal,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I don't like the
Oh,
whole
yeah, he did.
foreshadowing, like, oh, he's gonna be a big bad guy. You know, just it's Spider-Man.
This also, keep in mind, this show is for children. So
I don't care. Comic books are for children. Video games are for children, generally speaking.
Yeah,
Um,
generally.
You know,
speaking.
like
Thanks,
you
guys.
can Avatar: The Last Airbender is for children, but they did such a better job with that show tackling like issues and difficult topics. This show's talking about freaking the scientific method for
Scientific
22 minutes straight.
Thanks, Mary Curie.
God.
When he said that, I was like, did she come up with the scientific method? No. Why is he? But then he's like going with all of these statues, like, oh, it's just a dumb scene overall.
Yeah.
It's a dumb show overall.
It's a dumb show overall.
And I hate to say that about a Spider-Man thing.
On over to episode 3, Horizon High Part 2, released 19th of August, 2017, I mean.
So I was like, hold up.
6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. The Scorpion is wreaking havoc at the museum and is up to Spider-Man to stop him. This one starts out with a bang, with a city skyline shot and a giant skyscraper just called Museum.
Oh no!
This entire building is just a museum. That made me crack up so much. So we get he's late for his first day of school because he had to go fight Scorpion, and this is a scene where he deals so much unnecessary collateral damage, hundreds of thousands of dollars in property damage.
Well,
because
if it's inside of a museum, it's even more.
Yeah, it's even more. It's like, because he's out there, he's trying to steal this diamond.
Yeah.
And instead of just letting him steal the diamond, he goes to stop him, and they destroy every single exhibit in the museum. Just let him take, and he wasn't hurting anyone. Just let him take the diamond, and then stop him later.
Let him take the diamond. As soon as he gets outside, you kick his teeth in.
Exactly. But
yeah,
he's still learning how to be a hero, and he's
destroying
fossils and stuff.
That story of him learning how to be a hero, like just that aspect of it, is so overdone. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
You know?
We've seen it too many times.
Way too many times. Like,
which is why we did get that to a certain extent in Homecoming, but he, for the most part, like, had things under control, but he learned a lesson, which is like every Spider-Man story, he should learn a lesson.
Every story you should learn a lesson. That's kind of
but
the whole point of telling stories.
We don't need throw him at a T-Rex fossil. Throw Scorpion at a T-Rex fossil.
In my opinion, it's, you know, bad. Even going back to the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, which was on Disney XD, you know, it's not like it was on a different network.
Right.
They even took, he's been Spider-Man for a while. You know, he knows how to be a hero, knows how to stop the bad guy, but Nick Fury wants to help him get better at it.
Right.
Which I think that is such a better way of doing it. Like, he wants to get better. Even in the Death of Spider-Man big fat comic that I showed you guys, you know, the whole point of that is they want to train Peter Parker to become better. And then there's kind of a division within the Avengers where Captain America says, no, he's too young. I don't want the death of a kid on my conscience. And then you have Iron Man. He's like, let's train him. Like, come on, you know. And Thor's just like, I'm gonna chill at Asgard while you guys figure this out.
Asgardian interference.
Like, I'm just gonna hang out. But it is interesting.
I'm gonna say that every time I have technical issues on a Zoom call. It's like, sorry, I'm getting some Asgardian interference here.
It is interesting though that Captain America didn't want Peter Parker or Spider-Man part of the Avengers to have, like, he didn't want to have his death on his hands. And Captain America is 100% the reason why Peter Parker dies.
Oh. Is this the same Captain America that had a child, Bucky, be his sidekick? Or is this after they made Bucky an adult in the comics?
Dude, this is Ultimate. This is the Ultimate Universe.
Okay, then I have no idea. So,
yeah, this one,
during Civil War?
No, so this universe all took place around this. It started around the same time.
There is a
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man
on Disney Plus.
happened. Yeah, it was in the same vein as the Ultimates.
Yeah.
So I'll stop nerding out now.
Okay, I have something that I want to bring up. Why do old women like to beat up Spider-Man in this show? We get the old woman hitting him with a broom at the beginning of this episode 2 when he's trying to stop the robbers with the laser guns. And then when he's in the subway, he's in the subway this time, he takes out Scorpion. He's like, it's okay, everyone. And then she this other old lady starts smacking him with a handbag.
Oh yeah.
Old women hate Spider-Man, I guess.
No, old women hate kids.
Okay.
Everybody.
Like
Yeah.
Everybody.
What do you think you're doing?
I lived with my grandma till I was 15, and she'd smack me around with
You're stealing
items.
my pigeons. You're stinking up the subway.
Ooh, good
Spider-Man.
old Subway. I might go to Subway. No, I want Chinese food for dinner. I'm getting Chinese food.
Don't go to Subway, man.
Do they have Chinese open now?
There's a Chinese place near my house that.
Can we focus?
No, dude, this is the most social interaction I've had in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wrote down
Cut me some slack.
how badly must Spider-Man smell. Apparently, he smells really bad because he's never washed his suit once. And
That's
we
'cause he
can't get the funny joke from Amazing Spider-Man where he turns everything pink. Anyway,
Okay, that part was funny though.
it was, but I'm moving on.
I was watching the flag. We don't have an American flag.
Doc Ock reminded me a lot of Patton Oswalt.
Okay.
He gets Harry's lab. So in the previous one, I wanted to bring this up in episode 2. Where did I? Oh, that's where I wrote that down. When Harry gets suspended, because the principal,
For no reason.
the principal framed him for tampering with the thing, and they
He
said
did
like
not.
the rules state that a student sabotaging an experiment is punishable by suspension. Immediate suspension, which makes you think, how many students have sabotaged experiments for you to have that rule?
Yeah.
There's a precedent for this.
Okay, but yeah, you have to understand they are high school kids,
Mm-hmm.
and high school kids do, at least when I was in high school, tend to deal with jealousy a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, how would you feel if I created like a Mjolnir Mark III or whatever armor suit, and you were working on one too, and I just beat you to it? You would
What?
sabotage the crap out of mine.
Wait, you built a. Hold on.
Halo
You built a
Spark
Thor Hammer Mark III?
Halo.
That's what those.
Oh,
versus
right.
Mjolnir.
Those are called
that's
Mjolnirs?
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
I
That is
didn't.
dumb.
When I remember reading the Halo books as a kid, I could not pronounce that word, so I call it modular in my
I'm getting
head.
close
as I
to
was
catching up
reading
on
it.
Red versus Blue, but
Oh,
that's
I'm
also
so
bizarre.
behind. I'm so
Dude,
behind.
surprisingly, doesn't take that long.
Well, yeah, it's because each season's
Each
only
episode-
like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad. Anyway, so he's been suspended, and he asks Peter to save some of his experiments because they would just normally be confiscated.
Some bombs.
Yes,
Well,
and
he
instead of
confiscates them anyway, like he takes him to the exact place where the principal wanted him to take it anyway.
Yeah, it takes him to a closet.
well,
Yeah, it's like-
he accepts the bomb. He takes the bomb, which also is super stupid of Dr. Ock, because it's like we've got this student that's suspended. His best friend is moving into his office. Let's just make the kid confiscate it.
Yeah, like
That wasn't Doc Ock telling him to do it, was it?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I thought it was the principal.
But
I
it
have
was the
no
principal.
idea.
He gets in and he's like, okay, here's the stuff. We don't have any actual employees here, so you're gonna have to move all this stuff yourself. And we're just gonna trust that you confiscate all of it instead of
Well,
blow
and the other
yourselves
thing
up.
too is, what school, regardless of what, like elementary, junior
Lets you build a
high,
murder
high
robot?
school, lets you build a freaking bomb? That's all he had in there was bombs.
well, that's the thing though. They just let them build literally whatever they want.
Yeah,
It's basically the school from Big Hero 6. You even get like each person had
Yup.
made their own invention. Like
Yup.
Miles is like, I've made a police robot. And the one girl's like, I've made a thing that can turn, I've made an
An
EMP gun
yeah.
that can turn off anything. Why is this useful? I
In
don't
case
know.
it's useful in
Is it
case Miles'
warfare?
robot goes crazy.
Miles'
that
robot
you can-
tries to murder Peter as soon as
Yeah.
he sees
Yeah.
him.
And they're all like, and what do we learn from this?
Yeah, seriously.
Then later,
Don't make a murder robot. That's what we learned.
Peter is at his lab or something, and a spider robot thing
The
breaks
same
into
thing.
the
I think
lab
it's that
and
Scorpion.
was it Scorpion?
wasn't-
It was a
no.
robot.
Well, it's like a biomechanical.
Oh,
thing,
biomechanical robot
That's
that
right.
breaks
it
in.
wasn't Scorpion. He already put Scorpion in jail.
He turns into. Oh yeah, he uses the school's equipment to make a new Spider-Man suit. That also happens.
Yep.
Sure.
And he fights him, and Miles's robot dies. And the thing, I think the robot steals a bunch of Harry's stuff or something.
It steals the bombs. Like that's.
I had a
really-
real
that's
hard
all it
time
was
paying
going for.
attention during this part because it was just so.
I couldn't
Dumb.
pay attention, period.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man, and I was having a hard time watching this.
Every time he'd like start talking, he'd like go off on like this nerdy rant. Like, oh yeah,
No,
Peter
okay.
died and thermal energy, and you're like, okay,
Okay, hang on. I need to
what
make
emails
it.
do I have?
I need to make a distinction for those of us who don't know what a nerd is.
Okay.
Nerds have useless information. Okay.
Yeah.
Superheroes, comic books, video games, but whatever. Geeks have useful information.
See, I always heard it the other way around.
Yeah, me too. That's what I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, geeks liked Doctor Who for the David Tennant, and nerds like Doctor Who for the science. Or nerds like science and math and stuff, and geeks play Dungeons and Dragons. But either way, like there is a distinction.
There is a distinction, yeah.
But
That's something we can all agree on.
Then he's at the cafe with Harry, and he's like, "Why you make bomb?" Then the robot attacks again, and he blows him up with the bomb.
Okay, here's my other gripe.
And Harry's like, "I don't like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He tried to kill me."
But here's my gripe with any form of media portraying high school.
Yes.
What time does it start?
Good point.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way in high school that I would have time to go to a cafe, order a specialty drink that they'd have to make, not just having it on hand.
They drink the color green.
And yeah, and sit and drink it and chat with my friend. There's no way I would have time for that.
No.
Yeah.
No,
You know?
not
It's
even
got
like
up
during
at like 3
lunch.
o'clock in the morning.
And then
No.
after, like, it's
Well,
already like
Lunch I
dinner.
would. Lunch I would have time for that because I had an hour lunch. Where I went, but even then you're pushing it.
in New York, it takes an hour just to get to the coffee shop, you know?
Well, and that's the thing though, is like, this show does like it starts at freaking 10 o'clock, I swear.
Yeah, it does.
Teen Wolf, it's like school was never really in session. They were just in school. Like they just did what they wanted. Same thing. Legacies is doing the same thing. Like it's so
Riverdale.
weird.
I haven't seen
I haven't watched Riverdale. I want to watch it though.
They
Riverdale, they're
all
like
have-
always in school except for the time
And they all have abs.
It's all,
Yeah.
dude, it's the CW. It's beautiful people. Like that is the series. That
That is
the network.
So that episode ends, and we're off into another story arc after that. That's all that we watched, and that's all that I really care to watch.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the ranking, but I already know I enjoyed this less than the Incredible Hulk because that
Can I
was at
talk
least
about-
funny.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Cameron. Talk about it. So what do you want to talk about?
I just want to. No, I'll leave it for later.
Okay,
That'll
so
be,
let's do moment of the show
Yeah,
and
that'll be
favorite
my moment.
episode.
Oh,
Starting
and
with
favorite episode.
I
Oh,
have
okay.
a favorite episode.
yeah, that's what we do for shows.
Oh.
I'll go first. My moment of the show was him getting hit in the subway by an old lady because he smelled bad. And my favorite episode was episode 2 because it was somewhat bearable.
All right. I'm going, Cameron. So yeah.
Okay, do what you want.
So my moment of the show, and it's just because I'm a sucker for this in general, was the Stan Lee cameo. I love Stan Lee cameo.
Dang, that's
Absolutely
I wish I had
love
taken
him.
that one.
Favorite Stan Lee cameo is in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
In that movie. Oh, that was so hard to watch because right after he dies,
Yeah.
just. But yeah, I really like Stan Lee cameos. As far as favorite episode, probably the third one, just because that was the last one I had to watch.
All right. So I think my moment of the show is this is what I wanted to talk about. There's a point It's the second time they go into this coffee shop and they get their smoothies. They're talking, and the music is louder than the voices, so you can only hear the music.
Someone
So
screwed
good.
that up in Adobe, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
No, Disney doesn't use Adobe. Let's be honest here. They
Final
use
Cut.
Cut. Yeah.
We're
They use
using Final Cut Pro for Spider-Man on Disney XD.
And then my favorite episode is just episode 1 because of the
Okay.
parkour joke
The
and
parkour
Stan
joke
Lee
was pretty
cameo.
good.
Hey, you can't take mine. That's mine.
That's not my moment. It's my episode.
Retract your statement.
What?
Retract your statement right now. Do it.
Okay, fine.
Let's
Good.
rank it.
Let's not. Let's just pretend it didn't exist.
Yeah, I mean,
Spider-Man deserves so much better than this.
oh,
Like,
well.
I love
Let's-
how like I
let's-
select what to share, and then it moves me to a completely different section of my desktop.
You're like, nah.
Okay, so here we are.
See,
Yes, here we are.
I don't want to put it too low because it's Spider-Man.
Okay, I know I liked it less than Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
I
I'm
liked
gonna
it
mo-
more
I'm-
than Lizzie McGuire.
You liked it more than Lizzie McGuire?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
you hated Lizzie McGuire?
I
Um,
absolutely hated Lizzie
Ah.
McGuire.
I liked
At least
it,
in this, the frame rate was consistent.
I liked it less than Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, I like Lizzie McGuire more than this.
You guys are insane. You know that, right? Like y'all are
wanna put it-
nuts.
I want to put it
Can we-
below Bambi.
No.
Below Bambi, I would say above Bambi.
Yeah,
but
at
below
least
Tom
go
and Huck.
above Bambi. Okay. Like it.
Right here.
It's Spider-Man. Give him
Alright.
Right
his
here.
dues.
That's fair. Right there's fair.
Okay. Are you
Like-
seeing what I'm doing? Is that all
Yes, we-
showing? Okay.
Yes.
Because they changed up how screen
I don't know
sharing
why you
works.
didn't just drag and drop it. Just copy
Hey,
and paste
hey,
like a
Cameron, don't tell me
Sweet.
how to do my show.
Shut up,
Then I need to
Cameron.
hit this.
Whose turn is it to spin the wheel? By the way,
It is my turn actually to spin the wheel.
What is the
um,
wheel? Star Wars, right?
It is Star Wars, yeah.
Okay.
I
Real quick,
yes.
just out of curiosity, are you guys go on campus at all this
No.
semester?
Not really.
You might not even go back in the fall.
Dang, because I'll be honest, I really, really miss watching the show. All three of us.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I miss that so much.
It's so hard to do this on Zoom.
I remember when we were doing Clone Wars Fridays, where we would watch it on the
Yeah,
big screen, and we
yeah,
only got the
that
first
was a-
2 episodes
that
before they
was so
closed down
much fun.
campus.
Yeah.
Anyway, first we have some information and statistics for y'all.
Yeah.
The
forgot about this
series,
part.
or at least the first, these are just focused on the first 3 episodes, were written by Kevin Shinnick, all by one person, which is surprising.
Shame on you,
Directed
Kevin.
by Philip Pignotti, maybe.
Shame on
And
you,
Eric
Philip
Radomski,
Pignoni.
2 directors. Released 2017 to present, still going. Runtime 21 minutes per episode. IMDb overall score of 6.1 out of 10. Rotten
Oh my
Tomatoes
gosh.
audience score 66% audience, no critic score. Which is interesting. And onto the wheel. This week's wheel was submitted via email by Superpants, which is all of Star Wars on Disney Plus. Just the
I'm
whole.
so excited. I hope we get something good.
I hope we get Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures, which apparently is canon or something. Don't
Watch
worry
us
about it.
watch us get Clone Wars.
Oh boy!
Oh, Collins is spinning. Okay.
I'm spinning it.
That reflection on the window looks so weird.
Yeet.
Yeah, it does. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like
That
it when
one?
cartoons use
Yeah.
like.
It doesn't
I don't
work.
like it when cartoons have.
Oh,
the
there were
3D
some
mixed in.
there were some bad window textures. Like when he was climbing up the windows and they just had a repeating texture. It was
Oh, I thought of a really funny moment of the show
Okay.
yeah.
when he when he
I've got-
creates a mask with his web.
Oh.
that was fun.
That was
and then
pretty
and then he
funny.
webs up
Clever.
the fortune teller.
Yeah.
So,
She's like,
Alright,
you
what
owe
do
me
we-
$20.
Star Wars.
What are we watching?
We are watching Star Wars
Okay.
episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
oh yes.
And next
Finally,
episode.
something that's not garbage.
Thank you, Superman, for the Star Wheel. I'm excited to watch Empire Strikes Back. I was hoping to get something Lego Star Wars, but it's fine. Empire Strikes Back, still a jammer. Still excited to talk about it. And now it is time to decide
What the next wheel is.
what the next wheel is. I don't know why I went deadly from the Muppets there.
Yeah, I don't know what your deal is, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I need to see if my Chinese place that I want to get food from is still open.
Gosh, dude, I haven't had Chinese in 2 months, and I'm dying.
You guys just
I'm sorry. What's the next wheel?
wheel list. Okay. These are the wheels that we have.
Oh my gosh.
I
What am
say you guys do High School Musical.
No, I'm honestly, I am sick of watching like super recent stuff. I want to watch like something old, like something from the 40s or 50s.
So
The Pirates of the Caribbean collection. No.
well, why not do Disney by the decades, like down here in the 90s, but instead of the 90s, you change the decade to like the 50s?
I mean, I feel bad if nobody submitted that. Somebody submit the 50s. We could do the 90s. That
Dude,
gives
you
us
could
a
do
lot of stuff.
Pirates.
We could do Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates is
They
always,
recently
Pir-
added on Stranger Tides.
Pirates is almost always good. The fourth one was
The fourth one was weird. I
fourth
loved,
one was terrible.
I think I enjoyed it as much as I'd enjoy like just any movie, but
I really liked the third one. The third one was
I
think, one
I
of my
love that World's End.
favorites.
And I liked Dead Men Tell No Tales because it fixed some of the stuff that I had issues with that World's End, mainly the absolute bummer ending.
Yeah.
Are we gonna eventually have to do all these?
Yeah.
Eventually.
It's kind of the goal,
Gosh.
Cameron. Just
You
do
know what?
Disney.
You know
Well,
what?
because eventually we're gonna have to get to National Geographic Animals and Nature Collection.
Yes.
Hopefully, we'll have enough other people on that I won't be their
How
friends.
about
Save that one till the end of next year.
You know what I want to do? I think it's time I do something for me. Let's do the Muppets. Let's do the Muppets collection.
Is that on here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
The Muppets collection by Alex317.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Hey, did you see my hot take on Twitter by chance about the Muppets?
No. What was your
No.
hot take about the Muppet?
Treasure Island's the best one.
Sure. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Muppets Treasure
Sure.
Island is so good.
What I really like
Such
for the
a good
Muppets,
movie.
like my feel good Muppets watch party is watching the original Muppet movie and then watching the Muppets movie, which was
The newest one.
not the newest one. The newest one is Muppets Most Wanted, and that one was it was all
But
right.
the Muppets remake that came out
Yes,
like 4 years ago.
because that one is a direct sequel to the original Muppet movie.
So you guys are spinning the Muppets wheel next episode,
We're
right?
spinning the Muppets.
This is gonna be interesting because I haven't seen any of the Muppets movies. So
Dude,
I
I
think the
just
only
finished
one I've seen
watching.
is
I just finished watching the Muppets
Treasure Island.
TV show that got one season a couple of years ago.
can we go back to
Personally,
the
loved it.
gallery view? I'm getting sick of looking at these lists. Your faces are like way over here and I can't see it.
It'd be
Yeah,
like
I love
that.
ya.
So we're going to be spinning the Muppet wheel next time, and we are going to be watching Empire Strikes.
You're back.
You're back.
You're back.
C3PO
Specifically
on
good.
Chewbacca's back. Keep your friends close and keep your droids closer. What?
One of my
Doug?
favorite video game memories of all time is
Okay.
playing
We killed them.
the Star Wars game on on the Nintendo 64. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Shadow of the Empire. The Hoth level on that game is
Dude,
so fun. Where you're in the speeders and you have to fight the AT-ATs.
Or the Hoth level on Battlefront 2, where you get to play one of those, what are they
The
called? The
game
yellow
sucks.
thing? No, the
Game
old
sucks.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Battle-
You get to play one of those like
Battlefront 2 is-
Yetis and you go and kill everybody.
Battlefront. The new Battlefront 2
That
is
was
fun.
sick.
It's fun. I like it.
It just took how many years to get fun?
That is true. It did take a couple years to get fun, but it is fun now. And
Sure
now
it
they've
is.
cut off new content. So
See,
I no
and
longer
I have
trust guys.
no
I
Ahsoka.
have the original 2 Battlefront games in that bundle I showed you.
Hmm,
And
awesome.
those are both jammers. I played Battlefront 2
Oh,
during
yeah.
lunch at high school when we weren't playing Halo Custom Edition.
Were you one of those kids who played who played video games in the library during
absolutely.
lunch?
I was one of those kids. Yeah, we had a USB that had a bunch of
Oh
games
my
on it. That
God.
Oh yeah.
everyone would share the files, and so everybody had a USB
That
because
is
all the computers wiped
awesome.
themselves every day.
Yeah,
we would just get in, put it in the USB, boot up Halo Custom Edition.
That is great.
It was great. That's some of my best memories.
See,
All right.
I would sit and play Yu-Gi-Oh during lunch, so
Mm.
I was one of those kids. I was
I'm
never
sure
good.
and I'm sure you had fun, Doug. You
No,
know
not
what?
really. I always got my
Follow
butt
your
kicked.
bliss. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like the show, please review us on iTunes or whatever podcast server you listen to. Like and subscribe to Studio 76 on YouTube. Send us a voicemail on anchor.fm/WhereStreamsComeTrue. I'm not sure if that's how the URL works, but I probably it's really good. And we also are on Twitter at Studio 76 WSCT. You can also find updates coming on the main Studio 76 Twitter account, hopefully. And apparently we're getting a Studio 76 TikTok in the future. So look forward to some Where Streams Come True content on that if I get access to the account.
Bye.
And if I do, good luck taking it away from me. That is all. That is all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.